Oh, damn. We're in trouble now. All right. Welcome back to another episode of We're in Trouble Now. And we are going to start right off with Robert. How much trouble are Brandon and I in?
Moderate amount, getting higher.
We were very helpful. Brandon unplugged the rice cooker.
Wait, I thought there was something in my eye.
Yeah,
my eyes got lasered. Leave me alone.
Yeah, there's something in your eye. It's your eye.
Yes.
So, Robert, do you want to tell him about your experience with the laser?
Yeah, it was super cool. Yep, my eyes lasered. It was sick.
See,
That's
now
an
when
awesome
you
description.
yeah,
Well, I'm painting the stage.
You didn't
Dick.
paint
Will you let me
shit.
finish?
because what's going to happen is everybody's going to think that you had like that laser surgery, so now you don't need to wear
I
glasses.
mean LASIK.
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't that what condoms are made out of?
No,
it's
that's
latex.
It's latex.
That's what I thought.
Somebody really failed at the sex ed class. Or
I had a talk with him. I had the same talk with him that I had with you.
That explains why
Neither one of you know anything.
Yeah, we know nothing about the female
I know it's
body.
latex. I was trying to make a joke.
Oh my God.
Joke.
So, Robert, continue.
So, as it turns out, I have near vision, which means
Nearsighted?
Yeah, I'm nearsighted, so I can't see very far away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is your fault, but it's okay.
Everything is my fault.
Yeah, it's
but
fine.
That's
No,
okay.
so I'm nearsighted, and because of my nearsightedness, I had a couple of holes in my retina. Really wasn't. I didn't think a big deal. The doctor was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is a big deal." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And he like examined my eyes through my eyeball. Like, oh, I didn't even tell you this part. But so what he did, he had this metal prong thing.
You told me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the part.
Yeah.
So he has this metal prong, and he's like basically kind of moving my eye around so he can kind of see the holes in the back of my eye. But he has like this headlamp on his head, and the light was so bright that I could actually see the veins in my eyes being reflected off of the back of my eyeball. It was so cool. Yeah, I could actually see my veins in my eyes. Because the light was so bright, because that's what your eye is, right? It just reflects light. And so there was so much light going into it. I could see the veins, right? So he was basically just like, yeah, you got a couple of tears in your eyes and there's some fluid in there. We're just going to laser it up and you'll be all right. Like, okay, cool, man. Sure. Yeah. What's no big deal. And so I sit in the waiting room because I had to pee. And then they call me over and he sits me in this dark room. He's like, okay, you ready? I'm like, yeah, bro, laser me up. I get lasered. I was like, this is pretty fucking cool. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah, why wouldn't it be? He was like, nobody's ever said that this is cool before. I was like, yeah, man, I got lasers in my eyes. It's kind of sick. But the part that did suck is because I was getting lasers in my eyes, my pupils were like super dilated.
Yeah.
And so when I walked outside, I was really blinded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when you got in your car and drove to Pokey.
Natasha wouldn't let me drive, so I waited like 30, 40 minutes, and then I drove to get Pokey.
Oh. Well, I mean.
It's a good thing you listened to somebody.
Yeah, why couldn't you have driven?
I had lasers in my eye, and they.
Well, I'm just saying.
They also did this thing to check the pressure, so they like numbed it, so it was like everything.
So
was really
he had
blurry.
dilated, numbed eyes.
See, the only thing
I could
think
do
of
that by feel.
was that like one eye just kind of like, if you're looking forward, one eye just starts drifting.
I'm not a chameleon, but it's it's fair.
You know, I saw a movie. It was an old movie, but Mike Myers was in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like so long ago. And he is just so amazing because he could literally make one eye go in. One eye was going straight and one eye was going in. And I'm like,
What movie?
It was about people, flight attendants. It was like up in the air or something like that. It wasn't.
You mean Soul Plane?
No, it was just like a cute little rom-com from the like the 90s.
Okay.
But it was way before Austin Powers.
Sure.
And so, but it was just so funny because it's like you can instantly hear his voice, and then it just kept on tripping me up because literally he could make one eye go in.
Some people are like that, man. Some people are built different.
Julia.
So I married an ex.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
was a
why
good
that
one.
just came to my mind.
Woman.
Yeah.
Whoa, man. Yeah.
So that was cool. So that was your week. You had lasers in your eyes.
Had lasers, and then something else happened, and then I don't remember what, and now I'm here.
Bran, how was your week?
It was good. I started my YouTube channel on audiobook of ghost stories.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool because I don't think they know about that. I don't think we
Nobody
mentioned it.
knows.
Yeah. So if you want to.
I know.
I know.
If
I told
you-
some people on my stream today, but I don't know if anybody was even there. It was more just like, because I had people lurk,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they're really there
Yeah.
or not. So I'm just like, okay. But yeah, said it anyways. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah, dude, I started YouTube and all that jazz. And I'm just reading ghost stories, which
It's
are
good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually.
Well, I think that's really cool, Bryn.
Yeah.
And then are you going to share it like on Instagram and TikTok and stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut clips either today or this weekend, and I'm just gonna put like little snippets on
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff.
Absolutely.
And TikTok.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, TikTok's harder though to cross promote. You have to be really careful on that. They won't let you do it.
Well,
too
you
much.
don't.
Don't say YouTube.
Yeah, don't say YouTube.
Yeah.
Just post the clip in its entirety.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
Yeah.
Not like, hey, follow me on YouTube. It's just more like, hey, here's this.
that's exactly it. And what you can
Mhm.
do is when you get really good, you can do TikTok lives and you actually read while you're recording.
Yeah. See, I was also thinking about doing that with just chatting.
Yeah, you very well
Just
could.
doing it on streams.
But just
and
gotta be
stuff.
careful about not getting distracted when people like type in chat.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well,
Well,
I mean, there's a
could
lot of
you-
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but I was going to say maybe what you could do is like, could you like maybe just like instead of reading the whole chapter, just like give them like a couple of like the first part of the story, and then just tell them
You
to
mean what?
kind of like as a teaser.
No, I know
like,
what I know what a teaser is. And what are you referring to?
like on his chat.
Well, I mean, I could. I can definitely do that.
It's just so hard. No, because I wouldn't, because that'd be such a weird switch, like change of pace. Because like, hey guys, we're gonna stop playing video games. I'm gonna read you 6 paragraphs.
No, because remember you were talking about having like a chat only
Yeah,
stream, kind of like where you talk to them.
It's
Yeah.
just chatting. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's just chatting. I could just read the entire time, but I would get bored of reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't going across the stream.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. Well, I mean, there's the thing is, like, it's so endless that there's literally, I could do anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's more of just like, now it's just, I got to start getting it known.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it comes in time. So I'm just going to kind of sit patiently.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about habit forming.
Well, also too, but
Funny.
it's about finding something you enjoy. I
Yeah.
mean, because if you're trying to do like a platform that you don't enjoy, it just your energy is just going to be like schmeh.
Yeah, and I know I talked to like Robert about this too. It's just like sometimes like on Twitch, I'm just like, dude, I just don't want to like only do one thing and then just get bored of fuck out of it and just
Well,
like,
that's why you're a variety streamer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So even though I haven't really been too much of a variety lately, because I have found a game that I really do enjoy playing.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. You play the game you enjoy.
That's,
But you do have to consider that you are an entertainer, and sometimes people want a certain game to be played.
yes, and then sometimes, yes, that's
Mhm.
true.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
And that just comes with time.
well, yeah, 100%. But I mean, it is what it is. How about yourself?
Well, I don't know if I mentioned last week, but I've been in a funk.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up today and I'm a firm, that was my,
Yeah, bro. It's chocolate chip cookie.
Well,
Why the
you-
fuck is there a chocolate chip?
Well, because mom eats apparently very violently.
So
And-
do you.
Bro, I don't eat chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, but you had bread and butter and you dropped butter.
Yeah, dropped butter on the table. And also, too, we don't need to air out everyone's dirty laundry. Okay.
yeah, no, I was eating a protein bar the other day and it fell on the ground, but I was too depressed to bend down and pick it up because Liberty wasn't here to eat it.
Why
You
would you
realize
give...
it's chocolate, too, right?
It is a carob chip. It's not really chocolate.
Let's find out.
I was just about to say that.
Don't eat it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
What do you mean a carob chocolate? What the fuck is that? That's a baby chocolate?
no, carob is like a chocolate substitute.
Like, in what way?
It's not chocolate. It's carob. C-A-R-O-B.
Is that still potentially dangerous for dogs?
A dog Liberty size could have eaten that and it wouldn't have affected her.
But you still don't give chocolate to dogs.
I know, but it was just the point. I wouldn't have let Liberty have really eaten it. I was
Yes,
just
you
sick.
would
No, I
have.
wouldn't have. I
would've.
was just sad. Go ahead, Robert. What's
Why?
carob?
Why? Okay, now here's my question. Why does chocolate just hurt the stomachs of dogs? Is that why?
No, I think it's like poisonous. Like avocados are poisonous to dogs
Why do we eat them?
because they're not poisonous to us.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm Googling right now.
So
Google
anyway,
it.
Chocolate is poisonous to dogs mostly because of its theobrine content, which dogs are unable to metabolize effectively. If your dog eats chocolate, you should monitor them closely and seek veterinary attention if they show any symptoms or they have or if they are very young, pregnant, or have health concerns.
My foot's
so
asleep.
anyway, I've been blah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just the way it is. I've been sad.
Yeah.
And it just got to the point where I felt like, you know what? I always tell people, like, if you're sad, just acknowledge it and let it pass.
Yeah.
But if it becomes if it sticks around for too long, it becomes a habit,
Yeah.
you know? And I just felt like it was affecting so many different parts of my life. I mean,
Yeah.
I started gaining a little weight. I just was like having no joy. And so I just woke up this morning, and for me, in order to get rid of these kind of feelings, I have to basically give it a shape and a name. So I named my funk Louise, and I broke up with her today.
Ah,
Yes.
her.
Yes,
Okay.
she was quite a bitch,
Yeah.
and it just instantly made me feel better. I'm just like, yeah, I see you. You know what? You've been hanging around, and you know you're affecting way too many parts of my lives, and so I had a really productive day. I mean, I did 2 YouTubes, I did Reels, TikToks. I went live on TikTok, which I
Nice.
haven't been able to do since Liberty's passed,
Mm-hmm.
and I just felt like I made more of a good thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my YouTube hours are over 3,000, so I'm super excited about
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
So yeah, it's going to be okay.
Good.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me for?
What do you mean?
What do you keep looking at me for?
What do you mean?
You're just sitting there just...
I can do whatever I want. Also, by the way.
My foot's
Do you-
asleep. What do
should
you
we
want?
Should we show Brandon your picture?
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
okay.
did you see that look that he was giving you, Brandon?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So to set the scene for everybody out there is Robert is very notorious for having a look.
I have resting bitch face.
Yes.
So we found this.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
smiling.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Then
I look so fat in that photo.
Yeah, you do. I didn't want to say it.
well, that's it's because you had this.
When was that photo
Why,
taken?
why do you smile with
was
like...
taken in
you go
December.
in?
This December?
Yes.
Well, you were a big boy in December. That was when you were working out a lot.
Well, it's
Where was that?
It was at the park, and you were mad at me because remember when we went to the park and I had that
I do
purple
remember.
coat on.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and I kept on like trying to come up with really good ideas,
Yeah.
and this was every time I came up with an idea, this was his face.
Okay.
Big
So what's
chubby? I have no neck or chin in that photo.
So I was seeing this, and
Don't laugh.
then I was looking at baby pictures, and I
You're
realized
slimmer.
he has the same look.
Jesus, dude, you look pissed off.
I mean, what's
You
new?
still don't have a chin, and you still don't have a neck,
Great.
and you're still scowling.
You still got a big ass head, dude. You have a bigger head when you were a baby.
I grew into my
Hold
head.
on. Who is that? Is that you holding him?
Yeah.
The
Do you have
psycho?
armpit hair?
No.
Wait, let
it
me
looks
see.
like you have armpit hair.
No, it was just the way my armpit was all scrunchied up.
Mm.
So yeah, no, that was before, after.
Can we not show the fat photo of me, please?
That is hilarious. Dude, I have fat photos
Of me?
of me.
When
No.
were you fat?
I was always fat
When were
He
you
was
always?
when I was a baby.
Yeah.
When you were a baby, so that's not always.
Whatever.
Unless you're still a baby.
See, the thing
No,
is
I'm
that
fine.
Brandon grew out of his chunky phase about 5. Robert, you grew out of it about 18.
You look good.
You do look good.
Now,
I'd kiss you.
you
And
better.
you weren't even, you know what, again, you weren't even chunky.
You sure that photo didn't do very much justice?
As children, you all ate very well.
No, we did not.
We
Yes, you
ate like
did.
like we were Hansel and Gretel, and you were the witch.
What, you're trying to get out of the gingerbread house?
Was it a gingerbread
I
house?
don't think so.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Didn't she lure them in with a gingerbread house?
With a whole house of gingerbread?
Yeah.
I fucking
Yeah.
slap her and take the house, dude.
You would slap her and take the
I'd
house.
slap that witch.
Okay.
Do you think you could slap a witch and not get a spell casted on you?
I don't know, Brent. I don't think witches are real.
Is
You
Nessie
believe in
real?
ghosts and stuff too, huh?
Yeah. Do you believe in ghosts? Of course I
Yo,
believe in
also,
ghosts.
thanks away a lot, dicks. I have to take Natasha to the scary haunted place now.
Don't
because
be a
of you both.
bitch.
It's scary.
Don't be a bitch.
It's
Yes.
scary.
The witch had a gingerbread house, and that's how she lured the children
Is
in.
this information
Yes.
sourced?
Yes, it's
Sure.
it's called
Yeah.
Google.
Is it fact checked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the facts correct on this?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. Why
I
is
don't
it when
believe you.
Robert Googles stuff, it's correct, and we
Because
don't?
it's Robert.
Yeah.
Robert, Google it.
Mm,
So yeah. So you either start agreeing with me, or I will start finding more scary things that Natasha will want you to take her to.
Well, okay.
What?
What's so afraid of a dungeon? Like, what makes you so afraid of a dungeon?
well, there's just better parts of the castle, like the skylight, or
Ooh.
is there like a pleasure hall? Or
That's called the dungeon.
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see all of the castle.
See,
Wait,
now,
you can
now
go in the castle?
let me ask
Yeah.
you this. I mean, did they use it as a dungeon, or was it more like a basement where they just kept their fruits
I
and
don't know.
vegetables?
Contrary to popular belief, but I have never been to Europe nor used the castle at the time of its.
So why are you scared of the Hotel del Coronado then?
Because there are ghosts there.
Yeah, you don't know.
You should take it there.
I'm gonna have to. I
Yeah,
can't.
they have to
No,
spend the
that's right.
night.
Yeah.
That's right. You should find the room. I think it's like 3 something.
Don't say that.
It's
Don't say
like
that.
300. I
Don't
don't know if it's like
say
338.
that. No, because now you know which room I have to book now.
I'm just saying, you get to see a chick, like a full floating apparition. You know,
Like
like,
in Ghostbusters.
yeah,
Don't
exactly.
say
But the
that.
Ghostbusters won't. The ghost won't unzip your pants. Because remember in Ghostbusters, the ghost unzips his pants.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
What ghost do I? You seem to know a lot about this ghost.
I spent some time.
Ghost
in the hotel.
308, and she will not unzip your pants, no matter how many times you ask.
The ghost in 312. Now she will.
Spent a few weekends there.
As much fun as it is talking about my brother getting a paranormal hand job.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
Why am I laughing?
Because it's funny.
Because you guys are the same person, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think that's cool, Robert. I mean, and there's all sorts of things that you can do. I still think you should take her to the Queen Mary. I think the Queen
That
Mary's
would be
cool.
cool.
The Queen Mary is haunted and
We
full of elevators.
Went
Two
there.
of the
It wasn't even
things-
haunted.
It was so full of elevators that I could barely breathe.
Just take the little stairwells.
There's no stairwells. Well, the ship was made in the 1800s. You think they had stairwells?
Yes.
No.
It's made in the 1800s.
No.
What, you don't think that they had stairs in the 1800s?
Brett,
Yeah.
when we were there, how many times did you take the stairs?
I honestly don't remember.
We didn't take any.
I don't even remember the fucking thing. The only thing I remember is walking through the creepy ass hall into the room.
Do you remember getting chased by security?
No, but I
Yeah.
remember playing footsie with the chick.
What?
Yeah, there was a girl there, and I played footsie with her.
What girl? Brett,
I
you were
don't-
8.
So?
I think that was their daughter.
Oh.
Faith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she passed away.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah. A long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah,
What?
a couple of
Yeah.
years ago. Yeah.
What?
I'll,
Oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah. Damn, dude, my condolences.
Yeah.
She was a really nice girl.
I liked
Mhm.
her.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yep.
Anyways,
Yeah.
ghosts.
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 I think we have ghosts.
Don't say that.
Why are you so
Do you
afraid
know
of a
every?
ghost?
Okay.
I'm
this
not
is-
afraid. I'm very respectful from a distance.
But that's being afraid.
It's not being afraid.
You know what's crazy? And I
What?
thought about this the other day. So when I was up in Monterey and we went
Yeah.
to it was with my ex.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we went to go feed lions and shit and
Mhm.
feed elephants. And I remembered, I don't know why I remember this, but when we were feeding the lions and like the tigers and shit.
They were
we-
ghosts.
No, we fed the tigers, but like the lion was going from one side of the cage back without breaking eye contact
Yeah.
with like all of us. He's like,
Well-
I'm going to fucking murder you.
That's normal.
It's crazy.
You're lucky he didn't spray on you.
Yeah, actually, I really am. But it was insane, dude. I don't know why, but like,
Have I ever showed you my video of the jaguar doing that?
no.
Oh, here. Let me show you.
Were you like out in the wild?
No, I was in Mexico.
Yeah, dude. You don't, But it's so, I don't know. There's something so intimidating about seeing a huge, like, cat just pace back and forth without breaking eye contact.
I
don't know
saw
why.
a TikTok a couple of days ago where those people were like out in the Serengeti, and the lion actually crawled up into the Jeep with them.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah,
They don't give a
crazy.
shit.
Do you know I saw a TikTok where it was like it got caught on the Ring doorbell, but some big old black bear chased a lady and her dog all the way into their front house, into their house.
Well, yeah, dude. It was like food.
Oh, here's a lion doing it.
Yeah. No, but the lady was like, she goes hauling ass into the house, and then here comes the dog because she had like a little yippy dog,
Yeah.
and the little dog turned around to try to like protect the house, and they're like all screaming at the dog to get in the house, and as soon as the dog turned around and ran in the house, just this massive black bear just comes crashing into their front porch.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's insane. Well, they
Yeah.
probably try to feed it.
Well, no, I think it was trying to eat the dog, but I mean, and I know the lady was running for her life, but she probably should have picked down and picked up the dog.
That's a good point.
You know.
But I mean, at the same time, like in the moment of adrenaline like that,
Yeah.
you don't.
But
really
don't
start-
you think
There's a
that
lion right
running?
here. He does the same. He was doing the same thing.
No, this thing was massive.
Really? Well, how big is massive? Well, that's a male lion, probably.
Yeah.
No, it was a male lion. It wasn't a lioness. It was a male lion. It was like, I don't know. It had full mane, everything, and this thing was just a big
Here's a jaguar
boy.
and a lion.
Dude, jaguars are so cool.
They're
I know
really
they're
cool.
so pretty.
Yeah.
Especially like black jaguars. I think they look sick.
I
Jaguar.
have one of those.
A jaguar.
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 Yeah. That's what I said, a jaguar.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because that's the way you're supposed to say it.
Jaguar?
Jaguar.
That's a crazy Jaguar car you're driving.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
All right.
What do
right.
you say it as, Robert?
Huh? Jaguar.
Yeah.
Jaguar.
You know, like Natasha says, we say mobile wrong.
Mobile.
Or mobile, yeah, mobile. She says mobile.
Well, did you tell Brandon that they spell hummus
Oh yeah, they
differently?
spell hummus weird.
How do you
It's
spell
like HOUMOUS or some shit.
hummus?
Yeah, hummus.
What the fuck? Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that weird?
Then they don't say gas, but it's petrol.
Yeah, they go petrol. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then say that, and then like vitamin, and then aluminium.
Vitamin, is that like the stuff in a snake?
And then
No, that's venom.
battery.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's
anything.
battery instead of battery.
I don't know.
Oh.
Like-
So you need a battery to get the petrol out of the venom and put it in the Jaguar.
We've said too much. You guys have already got me in trouble.
Yeah, I was just about to say we're about to get in trouble with a lot of
All right.
people.
So we are starting chapter 9 of Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I will be doing the reading of this week. And the name of the chapter. Excuse me.
What happened?
Brandon's putting his book on my book.
Well,
You
you know
totally
what
did.
happens when you hold your book up like
I'm
that.
not
You
even
might
trying
as
to
well
read.
just-
I am trying
I
to
know,
read.
but you, with your little holes in your eyes, are like putting the book right in front of my face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot this was all about you. Okay.
Well, it would be nice if they could see me
All
so
right,
I can
well-
have a reaction like,
Who fucking reacts like that to a self-help book?
Mom would. So we are on
Me?
chapter 9 of James Clear's Atomic Habits, and the name of the chapter is called The Role of Family and Friends in Shaping Your Habits. Now, I know last week we were not a big fan of chapter 8. I feel like he
Yeah.
kind of redeems himself right here in chapter 9. He doesn't really go like into this weird like existential crisis. He doesn't seem to like try to make like any crazy examples
Mm-hmm.
or like any far-fetched things. He kind of hits it home right here in chapter 9.
I agree.
Yeah?
I'm
I
glad you
agree.
agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So basically what he's talking about is, he starts off the chapter with a story about this I think he's a Hungarian man who meets the school teacher, and they have like three daughters. Now he conditions his daughters to be like world champion chess players because he never really believed in actual like raw talent or being like a genius or anything like that. He said that hard work outweighed talent or being a genius. So what he did is he found a girl that was like willingly like on board with this experiment, and he had 3 daughters, all of which grew up to be like world-renowned chess players. All they did was eat, sleep, and breathe chess. Like, so they would, they homeschooled, they went into local champions and everything like that. And they actually ended up being really, really, really successful. And that's kind of generally the whole premise of this chapter. It's surrounding yourself with social norms that would influence your habits. So basically, it says right over here on this chapter 115 at the very top, it says the seductive pool of social norms. And he says, humans are herd animals. We want to fit in, to bond with others, and to earn the respect and approval of our peers. Such inclinations are essential to our survival. For each of our evolutionary history, our ancestors lived in tribes. Becoming separated from the tribe, or worse, being cast out, was a death sentence. The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. And he's basically just talking about like, we don't choose, he goes a little farther, he says, we don't choose our earliest habits, we imitate them. We follow the script handed down by our friends and family, our church or school or local community, and society at large. Each of these cultures and groups come with its own set of expectations and standards. When and whether to get married, how many children to have, which holidays to celebrate, how much money to spend on our child's birthday party. In many ways, these social norms are invisible rules that we guide our behavior each day. You're already keeping in mind, even if they are not at the top of your mind. Often you follow the habits of your culture without thinking, without questioning, and sometimes without remembering. As a French philosopher, Michael, not going to say it because he's French, wrote the customs and practices of a life and society sweep us along. Most of the time, going along with the group does not feel like a burden. Everyone wants to belong. If you grow up in a family that, page turn, rewards you for your chess skills, playing chess will seem like a very attractive thing to do. If you work in a job where everyone wears expensive suits, you'll be inclined to splurge as one as well. If your friends are sharing an inside joke or using a new phrase, you'll want to do it too. So they know that you get it. Behaviors are attractive when they help us fit in. We imitate the habits of 3 groups in particular: the close, the many, the powerful. Each group offers an opportunity to leverage the second law of behavior change and make our habits more attractive. So really what he's saying is like birds of a feather fly together. You're going to want to, if you would like to start forming a successful habit. You okay?
Isn't it Mighty Ducks?
No.
Oh.
What
never
about ducks?
That was from Mighty Ducks.
I mean, I'm sure they used it, but no, it's a little bit older than Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
Oh.
So, it's like, like minds think alike kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
basically what he's saying is if you would like to adapt a habit that you would like to form, it's easier if you kind of start intertwining yourself with that kind of social group. So like, let's say, you want to start underwater basket weaving. You start joining underwater basket weaving Reddits, you start watching YouTube video. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because who the fuck are underwater? Like, now keep going.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's a hip form. That's how do you make your baskets?
I buy them.
You buy your baskets?
Yeah.
Oh.
You make them handmade?
Underwater, yeah. So basically what it is, if you like to form a habit, you kind of throw yourself into the habit and you put yourself along with like peers and like-minded people. He puts a lot of imitating or a lot of references and things like that. For example, it says imitating the close. Proximity has a powerful effect on our behavior. This is true of the physical environment, as we discussed in chapter 6, but it is also true of the social environment. We pick up habits from the people around us. We copy the way our parents handle arguments, the way our peers flirt with one another, the way our coworkers get results. When your friends smoke pot, you give it a try too. When your wife has a habit of double checking the door to see if the door is locked before going to bed, you pick it up as well. I find that I often imitate the behavior of those around me without realizing it. In conversation, I'll automatically assume the body position of other people. In college, I began to talk like my roommates. When traveling to other countries, I unconsciously imitate the local accent despite reminding myself to stop. As a general rule, the closer we are to someone, the more likely we are to imitate some of their habits. So basically, again, he's just talking about like, if you really want to get in like Quinn in regards to habit forming, you kind of want to like dive head first and start, looking up to inspirations. That's why you have like,
Well, I think the big point is that you have to be really careful. I mean, who you're with. I mean,
Yeah.
you can, if you, let's just say like, for example, I mean, for like the parent-child
Sure.
role, we don't really have a choice as to who our parents are.
Yeah.
So at that point, we have to really conscientiously decide whether or not we're going to follow in their habits.
yeah.
That's why they always say it's like if it like an alcoholic parent,
Mm-hmm.
if you have an alcoholic parent, your chances are you're going to become one.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and if you come from a healthy environment,
Mm-hmm.
that's a cool thing. If you don't, then you really seriously have to like make some big changes.
Yeah. Well, like they say, like, you are who you hang out with.
Yeah.
If you start associating with bad people, you're going to start doing bad things. If you associate yourself with, good people, you're going to start doing good things. He actually mentions that on the page following.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny because Barbu that was always her big thing.
Yeah.
She was like, if she did not like who we were hanging out with,
Mm-hmm.
she was adamant because she just, and we were always like, we're
Yeah.
we're
They're
our own
fine.
people.
Yeah.
We'll make our own decisions, and we always got in trouble.
See, that's exactly because like I hung out with the kids that weren't the best, so like I started picking up just habits of fuck all the. I mean, I was already like not a good
Well,
kid
you
in
seek
school
what you're
anyways.
looking for.
Yeah, so I was just more like the rebellious kid, so I was like going into that. But the funny thing is about the imitating the close is with us, it's like with Papa, he was always
Yeah.
30 minutes early, so it's like
Mhm.
we picked up the early habit
Mhm.
of getting everywhere on time,
Yeah.
where we would get pissed.
Well, that would fall under the first and the third one, the close and the powerful.
That's
right?
what, yeah.
We looked up to Papa, so we imitated Papa.
Yeah.
We were close to Papa, so we imitated him. There was a lot of mannerisms and things like that. I remember sometimes, especially right after he passed, right? You'd be in the garage and you'd have his hoodie on, and I could have sworn that was Papa. The way you moved and like the way you just kind of went around the garage, you had literally like
His mannerisms.
like word for word or like literally step by step the exact same mannerisms as Papa.
I slouch. He slouched.
You slouch like an 83-year-old man. Yeah.
See, but the thing is I see a lot of mannerisms of Papa in both of you.
Yeah.
And what you picked up from him, I did not.
Mhm.
I'm always notoriously late, as was my mother.
Yep.
Yep. And it
Yeah.
drives us crazy.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I don't think you've ever been to a doctor's appointment on time.
Yeah, I have.
The eye doctor?
I was there on time.
We were there on time.
Yeah, we were there on time.
You were both there on time?
Yes.
No, because then why did I go early? I had to go first.
No,
you
you-
went early because you were fucking there early.
You-
No, because
We
you
got there at the same
No,
time.
Mom said the appointment was at 10:30. The appointment was set for 10:15, 10:20, 10:25.
Nobody told me that.
No, and no.
Yes,
we were
yes, and
all
yes.
there.
No.
I was there in time to make my own appointment. You just took it first because you got there
No,
first.
they were in increments of time.
Yes, I
they don't.
realize.
They do
Ooh.
not take 3 block. Why would they schedule 3
Because we're family.
appointments? No, it's not. Even if you're family, the doctor cannot see 3 people at the same time. It makes more sense if you schedule it in blocks.
Yes.
And you did not tell anybody that it was blocks.
Time management.
Time management.
No, time management. It would be easier to see 3 people at once.
How?
Let me
have
see
one-
your
regular-
eyes.
you have-
Step to
you
the
have
side.
one machine.
Let me see your eyes.
You have
Step
one
to the
machine,
side.
3 people.
Let
Go.
me see your eyes. Step to the
Okay,
side.
we have to
Let me
disinfect
see
it.
your eyes. Step to the
You
side.
don't have to
Okay.
disinfect it. We're
Yeah,
family.
they need to disinfect you guys. Yeah, I would disinfect
So needless
it.
to say, Robert, I mean, yes, you did get there before us, but you got there
Early.
very early.
You got there super. We got there at the same time.
Yes, we did, and we walked in
Maybe
together.
you're more like mom than you thought.
How?
We
You
already
said
know you're more
10:30.
like mom.
Yes, this is burnt in my mind, and I can't argue the fact that it's the truth.
Yeah. You're
So
welcome.
yes,
So anyway, it's we both picked up different mannerisms from, you're more Papa's,
Mhm.
I'm more Barbu's.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know,
You-
but you're also Barbu
In what way?
everywhere.
You
In
are,
what way?
You're a little shrew.
Yeah, you're just ha.
I don't. If
You're a
anybody
little
does that,
s-
it's you do that. What
You're a
don't
little
do that.
sparkly pony sometimes.
do you mean I'm a sparkly pony?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Whatever Natasha
yeah.
said last on the
Yeah,
podcast.
you're a little sparkle pony sometimes. Sometimes
no,
you're a little bit
you're
of
a
a
prissy
diva.
pony.
Yeah, well,
I believe was prissy the word that everyone decided on?
I don't know.
but anyway, you know
What was the
what?
word?
Sometimes you do have some Barbu.
Pouty.
That's right.
Sometimes you are a little bit of a shrew. But that's okay because you know what? You're supposed to be a little bit like Papa. You're supposed to be a little bit like Barbu.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a little bit like me.
Ugh. You had me until the end.
Huh?
You had me until the end.
You know what? You're more like me than you think.
That's true.
You know,
In
you
what way?
both are.
Yeah, dude. You're just
You know
like
what? And
her.
that's just the whole thing. It's like if I don't understand why being like me so horrible.
I mean, I can give bullet point projection.
You're great.
See, here's the thing. Now these people are, our listeners are going to think like you all are mean to me, and which I would like to tell them that you kind of are, but I'm just kidding.
No, it's just how we talk to each other.
Yeah.
We talk to each other in a way that most people
Aggression
would
is
think.
our love language.
Exactly. Most
Yeah.
people think that we are very mean to each other, but we know that we don't. It's just all jokes.
Well, the problem is too, we all like talking, and so like the only way to like
Only way that
for real. Really gonna do
The only
that?
way to get somebody to be quiet is to be mean and hurt
No,
their
it's to
feelings.
be louder than the other.
Yeah. That's why I was loud.
Or unless your mom, then you interrupt you.
all the time.
See, I just talk. I mean, that's just the whole thing. It's like if I waited for y'all to be like, in your turn, I would never talk. So
Yeah.
I just, and it's so funny because Barbu used to say the exact same thing. She always be like, I march to my own drummer. And that's kind of
His
like,
beat.
yeah, march to the beat of my own drummer.
March to my own beat.
Of my own drummer.
Yeah, you have to finish
When
the
the
lyric.
fuck? Is that really a lyric? I thought it just cut off there.
No.
No,
Right,
we're-
you're like Steve Carell in Dinner for Schmucks. You may call me a dreamer, but I'm not.
Yeah, you think they had beats back in the 1800s?
Yeah.
What?
I marched to my own beat. He's like walking across Egypt with like sandals.
You never know. Wait, hold on. There's
This is you
that's
march-
really
I
a,
marched to the beat of my own drum.
Drummer.
who the fuck came up with that?
I don't know.
Somebody who
How old
had
were
their own
you?
drummer?
Yeah, people who like were inventing paper and pens and shit. Who were still
Yeah.
writing by candlelight.
It's a very, very old saying, but you march to the beat of your own drummer.
Then why does everybody say I march to my own beat?
Nobody does.
You're
Actually.
the only
Wait,
one.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I've heard multiple people say it.
Who?
Only you.
Multiple people.
Yeah.
Name one.
I don't know. It's too long ago.
It's weird.
Yeah, no, it's march to the beat of your
Really?
own
Yeah.
drummer. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, you learned something new.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, he continues with, it says one groundbreaking study tracked 12,000 people for 32 years and found that a person's chance of becoming obese increased by 57% if he or she had a friend who also became obese. You okay?
Yeah.
We're on page 117, the very top right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm following.
It works the other way too. Another study found that if one person in a relationship lost weight, the other partner would also slim down about 1/3 of the time. Our friends and family provide a sort of invisible peer pressure that pulls us in the right direction. Of course, peer pressure is bad only if you're surrounded by bad influences. When astronaut Mike Massimino, how you Massimino.
Yeah, it's Massimino.
Yeah,
When Mike Massimino was a graduate student at MIT, he took a small robotics class. Of the 10 people in that class, 4 became astronauts. If your goal was to make it into space, then that room was about the best culture you could have asked for. Similarly,
Similarly.
Similarly.
Similarly. Wait, now I'm fucking tongue twisting.
Similarly.
Similarly. Similar, but similarly.
Okay, anybody listening to this podcast is going to think we're literally high. What the fuck were you singing?
Is that a Chimchimaroo? It was a Mary Poppins. It was
Okay, we got it.
simile.
One study found that the
Similarly.
higher your best friend's IQ at age 11 or 12, the higher your IQ would be at 15. Even after controlling for natural levels of intelligence, we soak up the qualities and practices of those around us. So really, again, they're just saying like, be who you like, hang out with who you want to be kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just the environment.
Yeah, the environment. Yeah.
Put yourself in an environment that you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. I think this would have transitioned really well into the previous chapter instead of like making weird bird analogies or animal analogies and things like that.
Wait, that was a bird analogy?
Well, he was talking about how like
the birds with a feather. Yeah.
No, that's not it at all. He was talking about how the bird,
you can't just say.
You know how the bird was marching to that drummer?
Yeah,
to
the
beat?
bird who was marching to the beat.
Yeah, dude, isn't that
Yeah, the
one?
beat bird.
Like the
beat bird.
Aflac duck?
Gilbert Godfrey died.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, he was
yeah.
the Aflac duck?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
I did not
Yeah.
know that.
No other person in the world sounds like the duck, Brandon.
I don't even have television.
I thought it was like computerized.
You thought it was computerized?
Yeah, I thought it was a computer duck.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm.
Says one of the most effective things you can do to build better habits is to join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. New habits seem achievable when you see others doing them every day. If you are surrounded by fit people, you're more likely to consider working out to be a common habit. If you're surrounded by jazz lovers, you're more likely to believe it's reasonable to play jazz every day. Your culture sets your expectation for what is normal. Surround yourself with people who have the habits you want to have yourself. You'll rise together. So, Brandon, what kind of habit do you want?
Beach volleyball.
You want to be in the habit of beach volleyball?
Yeah, but I don't like the sun.
This one time we were playing volleyball. It was all the guys and us, and Corinne was coming back from Hawaii, and my friend Corinne is like 6'7", and she was on a full ride scholarship to Hawaii State for volleyball. Remember that?
Yeah.
And we were playing volleyball, and I don't remember what we were on she was on our team, and she was like, the volleyball courts are so big you can land a helicopter in. And then the next serve, they served it right at her, and it hit her right in the face. It was so funny, square in the face. Her arms weren't even up. It was hilarious. Like forehead action.
Where were you at?
The park next to, where the Hazit store is. Yeah. There's like a park right to the right of that.
Oh, okay.
We used to ride our bikes there when we were like really, 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 really little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hazit store.
We were on 79 or no, Pachanga Parkway.
Okay, yeah.
If you keep going down Pachanga Parkway, that first light on the left, there's a park right there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually, I think you played soccer or not soccer.
No, we never played soccer.
It was Stingrays, bro.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, baseball.
And then I remember...
I signed you up for soccer once.
No,
Wait,
you
no,
didn't.
Yes, I did.
No,
Nobody
you
showed.
didn't.
Oh, story. You were young. You were like 5 years old. And
Okay.
I signed you up for soccer.
Uh-huh.
And we literally drove to the soccer field, took one look around. We never got out of the car and we drove
For
away.
real?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Couldn't do it. Just the whole soccer mom vibe. And
Really?
just like, it was two Stepford wives for me. And,
Really?
and you didn't want to get out of the car. You're like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fine with me. And I signed you up for soccer, bought you all the shit, and you wouldn't get out of the car, and
Wanna
I
know why?
didn't force you.
So American. His colors don't run, dog.
Yeah, so yeah, you
Americans play
came this
soccer.
close to playing soccer.
No, I can't imagine Robert playing soccer.
Can't imagine me running.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you had allergies, and rolling around in the grass
And
wasn't good.
asthma.
And asthma.
Yeah, I was kind of a fucked kid. Yeah. And I'm nearsighted.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
true.
you couldn't make a. What the hell happened, dude? What'd you do to me?
I overcooked you.
I guess so. Can't see. I can't breathe. I'm allergic to shit.
So am I, dude. Allergies kill me every time this year.
Have they?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Mm.
My nose can't stop running, and I have to sleep with like sleepy nose strips.
Are you still using those strips?
I have to use nose strips
Mhm.
because then, like the other day, I was laying on my pillow and I didn't have my nose strips.
Mhm.
And I sat there. I was like,
Really?
trying to breathe. I was like, I can't breathe for shit.
I'm
Dude.
bringing those to England.
You should.
Yeah,
Because you snore like an
Yeah,
elephant.
Natasha. Don't fucking say that, dude.
He snores.
I just convinced her that I don't snore.
He snores.
Oh, Lord, I
don't snore.
I
You
have video
snore.
of you snoring.
It could have been Liberty. The lights were
No.
dark. Or the video was dark.
My little sweet Liberty
She
never
snored.
sounded like
Liberty
that.
snores aloud.
She snored, but not like that.
So
Yeah, you sound like a
Do you
she's a
remember
light
when-
sleeper. So
do you remember when Liberty
I'm
would-
gonna triple strip up and just have like 6 on my nose.
dude.
Do you remember when Liberty would howl in her sleep?
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
she would also kick.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
she kicked me, and then I kicked back.
Did you
Yeah.
really? You did not
Dude.
kick my dog.
I didn't kick. I nudged. It was like a sweet little nudge. And then she'd be like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't know. Go to bed." It's
She's like,
okay."
"Did you do that?" And you're like, "I don't know." You're like, "All right, sleep."
Her night howls were terrifying.
They were funnier
Yeah.
than shit.
Yeah. Okay, so continue, Robert.
We're still talking about forming habits with like minds and groups. It says nothing sustains motivation better than belonging to the tribe. Nothing sustains motivation better than belonging to the tribe. It transforms a personal quest into a shared one. Previously, you were on your own. Your identity was singular. You are a reader. You are a musician. You are an athlete. When you join a book club or a band or a cyclist group, your identity becomes linked to those around you. Growth and change is no longer an individual pursuit. We are readers, we are musicians, we are cyclists. The shared identity begins to reinforce your personal identity. This is why remaining part of a group after achieving your goal is crucial to maintaining your habits. It's friendship and community that embed a new identity and help behaviors last over the long run. So again, he's kind of referencing the herd mentality of humans. Humans generally, they're a herd animal. Humans are a herd animal. There's no debating about it, and it's more effective to form a habit if you're in a herd that is going towards the same goal.
See, I agree. And then in a way, I kind of, yeah, you know.
I knew you would find trouble in this because that is just you.
She's like, "I'm a lone wolf."
Nope,
Yeah.
not even a little bit, but okay.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, to me, it's like, I don't know. You know what? I love people and I love being on social media, but I'm not really big for joining like book clubs and stuff like that. I'm more.
Are we in a book club?
Yeah, actually.
Well, it's with my family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, isn't that herd?
So, okay. So, well, I think the thing is too, is that right now do you have a habit forming? Would you like to form a habit?
No.
Okay. So for the sake of the podcast, let's pretend you are having a habit formed. What would
Okay,
you want?
so I started running.
Okay.
And then I got sick and I didn't feel good and I haven't ran since.
So
I ran once, I got sick, and there we go. So,
So what he's trying to say is,
Maybe join a running club?
not even a running club. Maybe you had a running partner. If you had
Well, you
somebody
won't
else,
run with me.
I'm not saying me. I didn't say me at all. I wasn't even.
Don't look at
referencing
me. My knees are shot.
Yeah. So what he's
So
saying.
find more friends. I would have to find more friends in order to
You would
make
have to
this-
network, yes.
Yes.
But he's saying
No.
okay, let's pretend you have a friend, right? So what he's saying that is
She
if-
has lots of friends. You made her
You?
sound real sad.
Yeah, I kind of am.
Sorry, you don't got friends, but let's just find you a
okay.
friend.
For the sake of argument, your friend is here, right? It's easier to.
We're her friends.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say for the sake of this
But you won't
argument,
run with
Brandon
me.
is running with you
That's
because
not
Brandon
possible.
just admitted that he is your friend, and
I
I like how you guys laugh at that. Fine, we're not friends. Fuck
no,
you
we
guys.
are friends.
No, we're not
I like
anymore.
the fact that Robert just solidified that fact.
yep.
You're like, if I repeat those words, it's a
You
fact.
are mom's friend.
Yeah,
You're
really.
a friend.
I'm mom's roommate. There's a difference. Listen,
That's friends.
I'm here.
I
Like, it's a
really-
lot like getting locked in a prison cell. I'm just doing my time.
See, I do, but I think that, I mean, I consider you both my friends. But yes, Brandon and I are definitely friends.
Yes. Some would say best friends. So
I would, yeah, maybe we can get like a matching shirt or something.
there you go.
No.
So you and mom are running, right? It's easier to keep the habit forming
Yeah.
if you have like accountability, if you have somebody to like, hey, okay, when are we running next? Having that other person in that liked
Yeah.
interest, it helps your habit stay consistent, right? So
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
yeah.
And I wasn't finding fault in it. I was just saying sometimes we can achieve things on our own also.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's easier to not. It's easier to have either accountability buddy. It's easier to have somebody to motivate you. What?
Well, that's what AA
Accountability
is.
buddy?
Accountability buddy.
Well, that's what AA is all about, is having an accountability.
It's exactly it. That's
Mm-hmm.
the exact same rubric in which he's applying in AA in real life situations,
Yeah.
right? It's easier to stay sober if you have other sober people
Oh,
to
yeah.
be with. That's a group
Mm-hmm.
identity, right? It's easier to identify as somebody who is sober or as somebody who's an alcoholic when you're amongst peers
Who have the like-minded goal.
who have like-minded goals. It's like 100% it. That's a really, really good example.
Thank you.
100%.
Look at you guys getting all buddy buddy.
No, I felt like I just got the answer right in second grade.
Yeah, you did great. You want to share?
For what?
I don't know.
Gold star.
Gold star.
It says, On page 120, whenever we are unsure how to act, we look to the group to guide our behavior. We are constantly scanning our environment and wondering, what is everyone else doing? We check reviews on Amazon or Yelp or TripAdvisor because we want to imitate the best buying, eating, and travel habits. It's usually a smart strategy. There is evidence in numbers, which I think is pretty cool. Basically, it's just talking about like herd mentality again.
Yeah, because it's easier to slip up by yourself. Because like I try to go to the gym when I stopped going to the gym, and I try to go by myself in the mornings. I did maybe like 2 weeks solid. I was fine, and then after that, I was like, I fucking hate my life.
Yeah,
like dude, waking up at 4:30 to go to the gym at 5.
Yeah. Well, it's easier. You have, like I said, if you have somebody like,
That's
like you said,
accountability buddy. But it was more just on me accountability, and I was just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. And then he talks about, he goes a little bit farther. He says, but there can be a downside. The normal behavior of the tribe often overpowers the desired behavior of the individual. For example, one study found that when the chimpanzee learns an effective way to crack nuts open as a member of one group and then switches to a new group that uses a less effective strategy, it will avoid using a superior nut cracking method just to blend in with the rest of the chimps. Humans are similar. There is tremendous internal pressure to comply with the norms of the group. The reward of being accepted is often greater than the reward for winning an argument, looking smart, or finding the truth. Most days, we'd rather be wrong with the crowd than right by ourselves.
See, no, I can't get behind that one.
Sure. In what way?
I pride myself on my individuality. I pride myself on not fitting in.
Sure.
And but just by saying like compromising your individuality to fit in is normal. I just don't think that's a healthy practice.
That's understandable, but he's also referencing that like he also goes down into saying, let me see where he put it. He has a really good point. It says the human mind knows how to get along with others. It wants to get along with others. It wants to get along with others. This is our natural mode. You can override it. You can choose to ignore the group or stop caring about what other people think, but it takes work. Running against the grain of your culture requires extra effort. When changing your habits means challenging the tribe, changing is unattractive. When changing your habits means fitting in with the tribe, change is very attractive.
See, that's what my entire social media platform is about.
Sure.
Is fighting that culture right there. Because I mean, if you go with the masses, the masses say, for example, like women, in fact, I just did a YouTube on this about hair length. Long hair means you're young. There's youth. You cut your hair, it means you're old.
Sure.
And it's just if we try to fit in, if we go with the norms of society, we're never truly going to find our own happiness because we're always going to be trying to fit in. And when you try to fit in, you don't have that, wear what you want. I'm going to get a tattoo at any age. I'm going to wear Doc Martens regardless. Sort of feisty little spirit.
Yeah. And, we're different people, but there's some people, I mean, because, like, I get it. Like, if you start changing to fit in, then you change your own, like, you lose your own self-image in a sense. You're just like, well, this is what I think, but I guess to fit in, I should do this.
Well, I think you guys are looking at it in a very narrow scope.
What's the wider scope?
Sure. Well, allow me to continue talking.
But
what I'm saying is that you guys are saying that like, oh, we just, we pride ourselves in fitting out or standing out. We pride ourselves in not being a part of the group. But you have to remember too that it took you guys this long to get there. Right. So I'm not saying that like, oh, in order for a habit to be formed, you have to go with the herd and things like that. You guys are saying that, hey, listen, up until this time, we found who we are. We found our identity. Now we can stand to stick out.
Right.
Well, yeah. Until like I was 27, for sure. I mean, that was like 2 years ago. 27, because I mean, like I was hanging out with the bad kids because like I wanted to do a lot of drugs, and then I was just wanting to be reckless. So again, I was hanging out with the bad kids. I still had friends, but it was just like there were. I don't know. I was like from probably like 24 up to 24. I don't even think I hung out with like many people.
Sure.
I mean, I did like, how you were talking about, like, if you want to join something, you go join it and you start hanging out with those people. And that was with Krav Maga until I broke my leg. But it was just like, but I see what you're saying.
But in the general sense, I do agree with what he's saying.
Yeah.
In the very broad sense.
In the habit forming sense.
Yes,
we have to remember that he is talking about forming habits.
In the habit forming sense, I do agree. You have to, because like for example, if you're going to quit drinking, you can't hang out with people that go to a bar every
100%.
night. It's counterproductive and it just makes it too hard.
Yes.
But just constantly like, you know what? It's easier to fit in with these people with these habits than to find your own is where I had a little bit of a problem.
Maybe he's talking about, like, hey, if you do it one way, but they do it the other way, but maybe there's a reason that they do it the other way and your way is different. But like maybe doing it their way, it somehow comes up with an easier way to get to the way that you did it.
We need Natasha. She's the only person that can figure.
She's the only person that can decipher what the fuck was
said. She would listen to this and she'd be like, the chips are wider.
Well, yeah, you got to think about it. If you do it one way, that's more, what do they say?
Efficient?
Yes. And then they do it another way that isn't as efficient, but it comes up with the same results. But maybe there's something else that comes up with that less efficient way that's more sufficient than the efficient way.
Sure.
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make sense?
Not at all.
Yeah, but the scary thing is I totally get what you're trying to say.
So basically, again, regarding to habit forming, it does help to be in that herd. It does help to be in that social group, right? I mean, how many times have we done something where like we knew the answer but we didn't say anything, whether it be in class or whether it be like all the time.
Yeah.
You didn't want to stand out, right? So it's easier to be a part of the herd than it is to stand out. So that same implication can be applied into habit forming, kind of thing like that.
Yeah, but you remember how you took offense to the chapter last week where you're like, it's, you don't want to trick yourself. And that was like that really bothered you on your own moral standard. This kind of bothers me because it's the same thing. It's like, if you want to form a good habit, just don't give up your own identity and join the masses to have that habit. I don't think that that's any better than what he was saying last week.
Okay, just for the sake of being devil's advocate, like how would you apply that argument that would be invalid? So like, let's say you want to start running, right? You're like, where would the conflict
and I
be?
definitely think like finding people who you want to run with is great. But let's just say that you have like a couple of you meet at one spot and you have 3 different areas that you can run and you enjoy one better than the other because maybe it's just your preferred path. I think at that point, you know what, it's like, do you be like, well, I'm just going to run to this harder path that I don't like just because that's where everybody else is running? Or do you just be like, hey, you guys go do your run. I'm going to go run this path that I like and then enjoy your own run.
Well.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I got a little confused on but what I'm saying, and this is, okay, so say if like you like the path that, you like to run, right?
Yeah.
So you ran a path.
Yeah.
They know a shortcut through said path, or an efficient route in said path, and you're like, hey, I take this way.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, you got to go this way. Would you still take said path instead of just run with them?
See, that's just the whole thing. It's like, they're like, hey, I know this new path. And you'd be like, oh, okay, let's try it out.
But it's not a new path. It's a path that's already there. So like say
but it's a path that you haven't tried already.
So for Brandon's example, you were the one that knows the shortcut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other, let's say you're with 3 people. The other 2 don't know about it. You're the only one that knows. And so Brandon was saying, hey, you're like, hey, I know the shortcut. And the other 2 are like, I think we're going to go this way. Do you take the shortcut or do you go with your friends?
See, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it really depends on you. I mean, if I just don't think it every single time you need to be like, well, if they go this way, that's the way I go.
I don't think it's more of just like, oh, if they do it, I'm going to do it. It's more like you just want to be with them doing it because it's more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
No, I take it as, basically, he's point blank telling us that we're just herd animals and that we follow.
Humans are.
But that's the thing.
Herd
yeah,
animals.
it's the satisfaction of running with people instead of just running by yourself.
But it's just, to me, it's such a slippery slope. You know what? To me, if you start compromising your individuality in one area, it's really easy to do it in another.
I think you're thinking of it in too big of a grand scale.
Yes, I agree.
I think if you're thinking if you're like, well, if I don't take the shortcut, even though my friends don't want to, I'm going to lose my sense of self, and I don't think that's the case.
No, and I know that I am like hyper fixating on this.
Sure.
But like I said, just how it kind of like bothered you in that context of it did last week.
Yeah.
To me, it just, anytime that somebody says, it's just easier to fit in and go with the flow, that bothers me because then what happens is people lose their individuality.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just be quiet and you just go with the flow, then it just becomes so easy. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just wear beige.
Sure.
And you know what? Well, society says I'm supposed to, conform to this. And it's such a, it just, to me, it's like, no, you know what? If you want to color outside of the lines, color outside of the lines.
Sure, but I mean, I would still argue that he is. I would agree with him saying that they're herd animals. I mean, even though you don't want to, if you want to stand out, you can still find other people that are wanting to stand out and associate with them. I think there's a feather for every cap kind of thing.
And I agree.
What is up with you guys in these fucking just one-worded just slogans?
Well, that was more than one word, but
well, one sentence slogans, because who says that?
a lot of people.
Well, he's always talked like an old timer.
Yeah,
He's always had old timer.
But what I'm saying is though, like I completely understand,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, especially because you've built your platform on standing out, but you also too have built a platform of people who are in the same herd in terms of wanting to stand out, or in that in terms of individuality.
And absolutely. And like I said, I know that I'm hyper fixating on this, but anytime that, to me, I just think it's a message that has to be repeated, that we don't always have to fit in.
No, of course not. And that's not what, and that's 100%, but also at the same time, it's funner with people than to doing it than to kind of
because you can totally compromise.
It's like the dopamine thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh cool, I'm gonna have more enjoyable enjoyment doing it this with them, because like what if you're running and then they throw up and then you
I just think the way that he worded it made it very mindless.
Stand out, be yourself.
No, I think to be honest with you, I think that the way in which you word it, I don't want to say upset you, but it's definitely something that you advocate into like being yourself, being individualistic. And so when you see trigger words like herd or stick with the pack, compromise, it kind of raises a lot of red flags for you. Yeah. And I'm saying that there can be herds of different things for different people, right?
Yeah.
He makes examples of like people who just want to work out, or people who want to play jazz, or people who want to like start bicycling. You very well
but fundamentally as animals we do want to fit in.
No, we are,
and we do want that pack, but it's just such a slippery slope of like wanting that pack and not losing your individuality.
Sure, but you can still be a part of the pack and have your individuality.
That's all I'm saying. You
call yourself the tattoo crew, right? So you have your own herd of people who want to be individuals and who want to express themselves creatively. So you are in yourself with your individuality and have created a herd in a sense.
Correct. I agree.
And I respect you for, I knew you would kind of pick up on those kind of red flag words, and I respect you for just making it a point. But I do think that you could even be a group of 2 or 3, right, and still be in a herd, right? You don't have to be in the masses.
Yeah, and I just know that, from past, like before I became sober and before I really felt like I had a voice, I did compromise a lot.
Sure, absolutely, 100%. We all did.
And I remember like times where it'd be like, oh, let's go out to lunch and start drinking, and you know what? And I did it. And it just, that herd mentality to me is just really, it's, something that I fight against. Yeah. Because I just remember how horrible my life was when I was in, just following along.
And when you do compromise, you don't feel good about it too. Nobody wins, right? No. So, I can see why those words are red flags again, into like, especially too, because this whole book's about forming successful habits or good habits. It's really hard to form good habits when those words bring up those illicit
here's
emotions.
An interesting thought. Great.
No, it's fine. Let me just finish talking and I'm done. Okay. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I started drinking
I'm sorry, I
in the morning.
You should be like the presidential debate when your microphone just cuts off while the other one's talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so finish your sentence,
No, it's
Robert.
done now.
So, stop it, Brandon. So the interesting thing that I wanted to say, and I just didn't want to lose my train of thought, and I do apologize,
That's
Robert.
Okay.
But I sit here and I'm all like, no, I'm not going to be in our, I'm not going to follow this, and I'm not going to compromise. But when we're together and I have trust in both of you, I think I'm extremely accommodating, and I value your opinions, and I'm not like, no, I think it should be this way.
Yeah.
So maybe in the broader sense of things, where I was trying to get to is, if you are with people who you can trust, to have your own best interest, maybe it's okay to let down that guard a little bit and,
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we're all about forming successful habits, right? So if you're associating with people who can't let you form successful habits, then that's a clear indication that you're in the wrong group. So like you said, that you can also be in bad groups or social groups that would form bad habits, right? The people who are smoking, the people who are drinking. If you find yourself in that situation where you just aren't comfortable forming these successful habits with these people around you, then it's a clear indication that you don't need to be in that group.
Okay. See, I compromised. Well, I think that instead of just being like, no, it's black and white.
No, absolutely.
I definitely wanted just to be like, there are times if you are around those people who you're safe with, then it is okay to.
Yeah. Well, we were having a discussion, that's the thing though too, is like we both acknowledge each other's point of views, and we kind of say each how we're feeling, right? And that's the whole reason this book or this podcast, right?
Right.
Is to kind of analyze, and we're not supposed to agree on everything.
Right.
It's perfectly normal. So, going down there, he says, imitating the powerful. He leads by saying, humans everywhere pursue power, prestige, and status. We want pins and medallions on our jackets. We want presidents or partner in our titles. We want to be acknowledged, recognized, and praised. The tendency can seem vain, but overall it's a smart move. Historically, a person with greater power and status has access to more resources, worries less about survival, and proves to be a more attractive mate. We are drawn to behaviors that earn us respect, approval, admiration, and status. We want to be the one in the gym who can do the most, who can do muscle ups, or the musician who can play the hardest chord progression, or the parent who with the most accomplished children, because these things separate us from the crowd. Once we fit in, we start looking for ways to stand out. Okay, and then we're turning the page.
Kind of like the people that are like, oh, I am the best first grader.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like, they stand out amongst the herd, they stand out amongst the crowd, right? So like he says, once you fit in, you can stand out. Yeah. Once you've kind of found your successful like group, then you can find ways to kind of be the best. Yep. It says, we are also motivated. It says, high status people enjoy the approval, respect, and praise of others. And that means if a behavior can get us approval, respect, and praise, we find it attractive. We are also motivated to avoid behaviors that would lower our status. We trim our hedges and mow our lawns because we don't want to be a slob of the neighborhood. When our mother comes to visit, we clean up the house because we don't want to be judged. We are constantly wondering, what will others think of me? And altering our behavior based on that answer. The Polgar sisters, which is, we didn't mention, but they were the chess players. They're the daughter of the guy who made them chess players. The Polgar sisters, the chess prodigies mentioned in the beginning of this chapter, are evidence of the powerful and lasting social influences that can affect our behavior. The sisters practiced chess for many hours each day and continued this remarkable effort for decades. But these habits and behaviors maintained their attractiveness in part because they were valued by their culture. From the praise of their parents to the achievement of different status markers, like becoming a grandmaster, they had many reasons to continue their effort. Insane.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I know I have like little triggers and everything.
That's understandable.
And I just, again, it's something that I.
Do you think it's just because you spent so many years fitting in, or like compromising to fit in to not stand out?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a child, I was the invisible child. I mean, Brandon, you fall into that category of like.
I just did whatever the fuck I wanted.
Well, yeah, because you felt invisible. I mean.
Well, at that point, I just didn't care, so I just did whatever.
Yeah, and I think it comes from being invisible, and then when I was invisible as a child, and I was just, I wanted to fit in. I didn't know who I was. Yeah. So I fit in, and it just led to years of just sadness and addiction. Yeah. And so, now it's like, no, you know what? We can stand up, and we can be ourselves, and we can be heard, and we can be seen. And it's just really super important that people know that.
Sure. In a very broad sense. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. In terms of a habit forming, I think, like he says, it's better to fly with like-minded people. Yeah, and
and that's what
is it's flying like
flying with like-minded.
Okay, so let's hear you. You say one.
What do you want to say?
Say anything.
A bird.
That dog just don't hunt.
What?
I'm just trying to say it. That's a big saying. That's another saying.
The dog don't hunt?
That dog just don't hunt.
Where's that one from?
It's from back east.
You've
like,
been back east.
like
so watch
in New
here.
York?
Okay, so no, it's a pretty common thing.
You know what? Truthfully, I'm way older than you, and I've never heard of
Here,
that one.
Let me Google it.
That dog just don't hunt.
That dog just don't hunt. I don't know. They would like. I'm trying to think of quotes.
The wood.
It says
Moss grows on the north
It
side.
says, that dog won't hunt. It says in U.S. the idea will not work. That is inadequate explanation or proposition, and in quotations.
You can cook eggs on the street.
Synonyms are, it says, apparently originating from the southern United States, the phrase may refer to a hunting dog that refuses to do its job.
Oh, it's
Oh.
so
It's
hot
from the
out.
south.
I can cook eggs on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
Okay, there. I mean, that's one. You're
Yeah.
right. Correct.
that means it's hot outside.
Do you guys want to do? Hang on, wait.
Cause like, where are you guys even coming up with
Don't
these
don't
things?
don't lump me into
No,
this.
okay.
Okay.
To the dance to your own drum.
Beat to the you march to the beat of your own drummer.
Who's drumming?
It's your own drummer.
Who
that means,
who
that
do you
means
know how to drum?
In my head, I do. It's tippity tappity tippity tappity tippity tappity doo, tippity tappity tippity tappity tippity tappity.
I regret this.
All right. Here we go. Right here.
Okay.
88 very British phrases that will confuse anybody who didn't grow up in the UK.
Ooh.
Okay, give it
Okay.
to me.
Hang on, I gotta find one.
Well, there's
There's
88 of them.
How
This,
hard is it to find?
it's not even like sayings. They're just like words. Hang
Well,
on.
say it.
Let's say a word.
Will you just give me a goddamn
Just
second?
speak.
Biscuit means.
Biscuits a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
This is all American shit. Hang on.
Crisps.
Crisps are crackers, right?
Car crash.
Car crash?
Yeah.
Car crash.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said.
50 common British phrases to impress your British mates.
Okay. Now we're ready.
All right.
So
It's just, again, they're just words.
So
Just
say a
say a
word.
word, dude. We're sitting here on the pins and needles of our seats.
Here's one. Altapot.
What the fuck is
that's
that?
an altapod is the thing that you put all your pots in.
Nope. Referring to something failing miserably.
Yeah.
That explanation was altapot.
Yeah, because
How is
it goes altapot.
so?
You
I
say-
just failed this. Now it's altapot.
Yeah. So you in America we say, well, that just went to pot.
You say, no, you say, oh, that dog just don't hunt.
Yeah, you just say that went to shit.
Yeah, I'm marching to my own drummer.
All right, this next one. I haven't seen that in donkey's years.
It's donkey's ears or years?
Oh, years.
You said years.
Yeah, years.
That means that you haven't seen it in a really long time because donkeys live for a really
It says
long time.
donkey's years translate to a really long time, mainly because donkey's ears kind of
really
sounded
long.
like donkey's years and became a rhyming slang term.
See, I got it right because I said donkeys live for a long time.
Oh, you guys won't get this one.
Give it to me.
He's such a chav.
This bitch.
That means that your lips are kind of chapped
Chav? It
because you need
says,
chapstick.
this is a specific kind of stereotype, a working class person who is loud or brash and wears usually fake designer clothes, especially very classic Burberry check.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
When you go to England, will you buy me something Burberry?
I don't know what that is, but yeah.
Very expensive.
Oh, then no. You just showed me fat pictures of myself for like an hour and a half. I'm not going to go get you something expensive.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to get you a Burberry gift card.
Okay.
Just take a picture of one and just
I'm going
send
to
it
take a
to
picture
her.
of me in front of Burberry.
Yeah.
I don't even know where there's a Burberry in London.
There is one in San Francisco.
Oh,
we
well,
were
I'm
in the
just gonna-
Burberry store.
Were we?
Yeah, remember that's where that nice lady talked to me about the.
Why do I need to go to London to get you
Is
Because
it Burberry? Burberry?
it's Burberry or
Exactly.
BU Burberry. I don't know.
There's
Burberry.
3 in London.
Okay.
You know,
So,
Well,
yeah. So what's
why,
the problem?
Why would I?
Maybe
need,
it's cheaper over there.
No, it's not. It's
Well, I don't know.
The British pound goes for more
Maybe
than
in the airport,
US dollar.
like the duty free.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 132 for every US dollar.
That's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So wait, so if we go over there with $100, do we
Yeah.
get more?
No, we go there with $100. It would be equal to like 90 of theirs, or 80 of theirs.
Yeah, you should probably go with more than $100.
Why? I'm pretty sure I can live
So
with
okay, so
$100.
if I have $1
Yes.
and in England the pound is 132,
Yes.
you would not be able to buy something for £1 with $1
Why?
because you would still need 32 cents. you would need $1.32 for every 1 British pound.
But I know what my dollar is for.
What is your dollar for?
Dollar.
Okay. So they're like, great. You need more money.
Give it to me. Float me the 32 cents.
Yeah, I
and I'll
don't think
do
that'll
that.
work. I don't think that'll work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then tell me fuck
Did
off.
I did a YouTube on dating because we did the podcast on Sunday
Yeah, we're gonna find
about
Brendan a
our
British girlfriend.
about like the perfect first date and dating, but I told a story of like one of my like really bad first dates, and one of my really bad first dates was we went to Knott's Berry Farm, and the guy had no money.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, and well, like I told him, I said, I don't expect anybody to pay my way. I don't expect to pay anybody's way. So the guy had $0.
How old were you?
Oh gosh, probably 45.
Oh, wow. This is
No, this
recently.
was recently.
Fuck.
Yeah, this was, I was working, in escrow.
Yeah.
So we go there and
Do
it's
you
like,
remember his name?
no, I don't remember his name.
Okay.
But
Did you guys drive together?
yes, we drove together.
Did he drive?
He drove.
Okay.
But I drove to him at where he lived with his mother, and then we drove to Knott's Berry Farm. Okay. Now we get there. We had already had the tickets. So we get to the park. He had no money. And so I'm like, well, dude, I don't know what you want me to do about it. You know, I'm not paying your way.
Yeah.
So I guess he felt a little bad about going to Knott's Berry Farm. He didn't have any money. So I'm standing there and he comes up and he's got like this Knott's Berry Farm souvenir. And I looked at him. I'm like, where did you get that? You have no money. And he's like, oh, I stole it.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. And I'm like, I am going to Uber home. And I just was like, nope, we're done. Just take me back. Just take me back. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like, I cannot be on a first date with somebody who doesn't, he didn't even have enough money to buy his own corn dog. And then he tries to, apologize by stealing me like a snow globe.
Do you still have it?
No, I didn't take it. I wouldn't accept it. I put it back on the cart.
Oh, okay.
I've got a moral code.
Yeah. I got a story about knots, but that can be for Sunday.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. might not have the best taste in men, but I have a moral code.
There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we done?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
I mean, we can. We're at...
1:15.
Yeah, we can stop.
Oh, well. I have so much fun with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You okay? Little antsy in your pantsy?
No, dude, my legs keep falling asleep, and my butt's so tired.
Your
You
butt's
know-
so tired?
My butt's tired.
Robert, what's the saying for that?
Don't sit on your butt.
It's a good saying.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So we'll be back again for our second podcast. I had so much fun on that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So, and I just hope you all know that I feed these two before.
We will be... Are you two in?
No.
We'll be...
I'm just looking at that light out there. That's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to end with, you know what? If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can message us all. I am Gray Hair and Tattoos on all social media platforms.
Oh, yeah. If you guys want us to talk about anything on our free balling episodes, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give us a message. Let us know. We'd love to hear some suggestions. Brandon, you
Don't
are...
Die Disco on all platforms and Twitch and YouTube.
And Robert is Robert Pike on Instagram and Sherbert on TikTok and YouTube. So until a couple of days, we'll see you then, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.